Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 53 of Let's Play Avernum, Escape from the Pit. We're in Nas, or Nas, or Ganas, I don't know. We're here, though, and it's a pretty cool Slith village, but I think we've kind of done everything we can do here. So we're going to head out. And, let's see here, just to make sure I did everything we could. Let's head out. Okay, we could go on the other side of it. Give one more. What about this guy? Bass Atha again. Bass Asta. Huh. Okay, that would be everybody. Alright. I've got a cigarette here and some coffee, so please bear with me here. Let's go see what's going on down here. There's a Slith guard post here. You approach slowly, ready for a pitched battle, and are surprised to see them move aside to let you pass. They are guarding a stone barrier erected to keep raiders from the north from reaching Nas. You pass them peacefully. Huh. Well, nothing much we can do here. This is the other side of the stone barrier. Let's see. Got a town here. You encounter a group of hostile creatures. Simply avoid them. No, let's fight them. The heck are we fighting? Oh, jeez. Just gonna auto this pretty much as I'm gonna one-hand it while I drink my coffee. Wow, she's down to 8 javelins. That's not good. Oh. Alright, let's start paying attention using my hand here. Seems like Macroft needs needs a damage upgrade. What kind of bow is he using anyway? Yeah, 15 and 130. I have to find a magical bow or something. Let's get leather armor. This is why I wanted to fight them. I mean, we do get stuff. Quite a bit of stuff. I'm going to end up giving her crude javelins again. But, alright. Supply first aid. And let's come down here. What do we have here? A poor old beggar woman is sitting by this crossroads holding out an alms bowl. When you walk by, she says, "Greetings, hero. Can you spare a few coins for a woman in the depths of poverty?" Give her some coins. You give her a few coins. "Thank you, adventurers. You are kind and wise, as I have heard." She stands and starts walking towards Blosk. You meet a group of very busy merchants who are busy making themselves rich by carrying goods among the many towns and outposts in the Great Cave. When they pass you, these busy entrepreneurs try to sell you some of their goods. Oh, we bought from you already? Really? Huh. Okay, good day. The sign says there's a carved stone tablet here that reads burial mounds. What's this here? Approach and talk to them. You return to Silverlock's hut and knock on the door. After a few moments, it creaks open. She's still here. What? No, who are these people? That's not Silverlock. Is that a bug? Oh. There's a small group of Avernite soldiers patrolling the road. At least you think they're Avernite soldiers. Their armor bears the proper sun insignia. However, their weapons and armor are terribly maintained, and they are filthy and painfully unwashed. When they're close enough to get a good look at you, they silently step off the road to let you pass. Approach and talk to them. When you turn to speak with them, they instantly get nervous. Their response to your question is quiet, indistinct muttering, and they have nothing to ask you in return. They can't keep their eye off your weapons. Eventually, you give up and move on. It's a bit weird. Guess we'd have to reach that by boat. Yeah, that's Silverlock's tower there. And she's got very good potions as well. Sign. Fort Remote, 40 miles west. Love these nooks and crannies, man. It's so cool. It's F3, though. There's a band of bandits here. They don't attempt to bother you. The simple reason for that is they are attacking a group of merchants that they trapped here in this cave. Attack. What are these guys? Rogue warrior, okay. Rogue mage, I've got to take care of him. Uh-oh. Let's see. Can you make it up there, I wonder? No, probably not. So attack this one. Oof. Attack the mage. Okay. Terror wand. And then, I love the terror wand. Against humanoids. What an icy rain. Try to take care of that mage. Okay, you, get rid of that mage, no. Dang. Oh, ranged weapon. First of all, yeah. Nice. All right, let's see here. How about haste everybody up? Come and start killing. These archers are what's killing us. And ensnared, dang. Okay, and war chant for my fierce rat, okay. And, we have 3 AP left. Let's go ahead and heal Alduus. here. Oh, sweet. Dab on him. Let's see. Come up here and slow them. We have to upgrade our slow, I think. And then go ahead and heal Marion. Man. Poke, poke. Perfect. Alright, that's all I dropped. Energetic herbs. Ooh, healing potion. Healing potion. Bronze short sword. That's all they dropped. Oh, you have to end your turn. Alright. No, there was something up here. No? Oh. The merchants are very grateful for your help. As they bandage their wounded, one of them gives you a small pouch. It contains a scroll. It's not very good reward, but most of the supplies were destroyed in the attack. A scroll of speed burst. Oh, that's pretty good. I like a good speed burst scroll. We have to level up. Who got the speed burst scroll? You did. So you've got two of them now, I guess. Okay, let's save. What is this? All seekers of knowledge welcome. Tower of Patrick. Huh. Let's check this out. First, let's scout the perimeter here. Ah, herbs. Herbs. You can never tell when mushrooms can be picked or not. At least I can't. Ah, herbs. Once we're in the safety of Patrick's Tower, we'll go ahead and sit and level up. Go ahead and light another smoke, guys. Give me a second here. So, this Great Cave is pretty interesting. There's a lot of diverse sights here to see. Things to do. Pretty cool. Ooh. Okay. And let's see who Patrick is. All seekers of knowledge are welcome. Patrick's Tower is protected by a contingent of Avernite soldiers. However, only the old and wounded are sent back here, far from the front. The soldiers here are acutely aware of their unwanted status, and they are irritable and defensive. You don't learn anything from them. Sign says Patrick's chamber. It's Patrick. A tired and bent old man sits in the throne. His rich robes hang loosely from his thin frame. He seems very weary and alone. When you approach his massive desk, he looks up, but he barely seems to see you. Decades in Avernum have left this once powerful wizard a shade of his former self. Still, he maintains a sense of courtesy. Oh, no! I accidentally pressed something. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. Wait a minute. Did we already do this? We did. Okay. So we quick saved right before going in. She is fading. Tired and bent old man sits in the throne. His rich robes hang loosely from his thin frame. He seems very weary and alone. When you approach his massive desk, he looks up, but he barely seems to see you. Decades in Avernum have left this once powerful wizard a shade of his former self. Still, he maintains his sense of courtesy. I welcome you to my tower, traveler. I am Patrick Padraig, and this center of learning is my home. This is where I live. My battles are long done. Are you in charge of this fine tower? He sighs. Yes, I am. Once I fought, then I built. Now I just wait. Oh, how I wait. How long have you been in Avernum? Since Avernum began. What did you build? I was one of the triad that ruled over the Tower of Magi for many years. We and those under us wrote most of the books of magic you will find in the libraries down here, pouring forth our memories of magical secrets onto crude handmade paper. Thanks to that task, our art flourishes down here. I also led some research. What did you do at the tower? I was part of the first triad with Erica and Solberg, but Solberg is gone now. Nobody knows where he is. Erica left to plot her revenge on those on the surface, and I came here. Speaking of Solberg, we've got to go find him. What sort of research were you involved in? His empty gaze suddenly focuses, and he looks at you intently. On things that can bring danger to those who know. Wait, on things that can bring great danger to know. Is there a particular specific fact you seek to learn? Nothing in particular at the moment. I'm glad to hear it. There is little I can offer these days. I have faded. You said that your battles were done. What did you fight? His gaze grows distant. Oh, that was long ago. I was one of a group of magi who formed this society, who made it possible. We first had to defeat the demon Grahoth. I helped lead the attack. I helped seal him in Akranoth, his prison. How did you imprison Grahoth? Oh, it doesn't matter. Not anymore. He's gone, and his foul fort lies in ruin and sealed forever. I would like to know where his prison is. His prison is far to the west of Fort Spire. It is called Skaragoth. You will have to pass through the abyss to reach it. There are many traps and guardians on the way. Tell me about Akranoth. Ah, yes, an unpleasant memory. That was Grahoth's fortress once. It is east of here and west of the Tower of Magi, beyond much lava. We sealed it after it was destroyed. Many horrors are trapped inside that dire fort. What sort of treasures are hidden in Akranoth? There is little but ruin and rubble. Oh, and a royal seal of the Empire. One of the warriors of the first expedition had one when Grahoth trapped him there. If you had use for such a thing, it would be there. I'd like to explore Akranoth. Can you help me? I would help you, but first I am desperate, and there is something I need. You must cure my wife of her disease, and I will tell you how to enter Akranoth. What is the matter with your wife? She is very ill. If she were given some grey mold salve, it may well cure her, but I haven't seen any of it for a really long time. If someone could cure her, I would reward them well, but until a miracle happens, we all just wait. I forget this whole grey mold salve thing. I know we have some leads on that. Where might I find grey mold salve? Grey mold salve is the last hope she has. On the surface, it's the most powerful general cure for disease known. It's an amazing plant. The grey mold is rare, and hardly anyone down here knows how to make a proper salve from it. But if you can find some and save my wife, I will do for you all I can. Where should I begin my search? Speak with Kai. He is the alchemist in my tower. He may be able to direct your search, though I suspect it will be futile. Let's see. Patrick still sits in his chair, his rich robes hang loosely from his thin frame. He still is lost in despair. You in charge? What did you build? Uh-oh. This tower is an amazing place. Is it not? It was truly an effort to assemble all of these books and scrolls. People come here from all over Avernum to learn about magic, about history, about the sciences. This tower is the center of civilization in Avernum. That's all for now. No, wait, there is more. What are you waiting for? For my wife to pass on. She has a slow wasting disease. What is the matter with your wife? She is very ill. Oh, okay. You are a wizard. You said your battles were done. You're a wizard. Can you train me? I am far past my apprentice taking years. I am old and tired. I cannot help you. Oh. Okay. So that's Patrick. Check out his tower now. And, this library is filled with scrolls. All of them are written on leather and crude paper of the sort made down here. The words painstakingly formed with inks made of moss and charcoal. Though they are crude, that they are here at all, and in such quantity, is amazing. I'm not going to steal any, but there's Rita. There's a thick book. Ignore the writing. Let's talk to Rita first. A young blonde woman sits at the table, reading intently. Books are stacked all around her. She picks each one up, flips through it, shakes her head, makes a little disgusted noise, and tosses it aside. Finally, she looks up at you. It is good to have a break from this wasting of my time. I am Rita the Sage, and you, she smiles, you look like adventurers, just the sort of people I can make use of. If I might ask, what are you reading? She smiles broadly. I have been honored with the privilege of studying under Patrick in his libraries. I read in an attempt to advance magical knowledge of Avernum, but most such books are worthless, few gems in the manure. It's been difficult as Patrick hasn't been involved in the work. What topic are you researching? When I must not sort through the waste, magical items. There are a few of those down here, but several sorts of magical charms have been found, and I am trying to tell what they do. I am working on a certain necklace now. It is slow work, but I keep at it. She starts looking around. I have written a paper on several other sorts of necklaces. It's here somewhere. What do you know about Patrick? His wife, Hathwisa, is gravely ill. She's been so for some time, and when she dies, I don't think Patrick will live long either, and then we'll all be on our own. Could I help cure her? Perhaps. You should speak with Patrick about that. Rita starts to reach for another book, shakes her head, and pulls her hand back. It's only another waste of my time, I think. Too much of that of late. You said you can make use of me. I can, very much so. You are an adventurer, yes? Wandering the deep tunnels and fighting demons and some such? Well, there is a dragon to the north, a pest. Lives near the giants. The name is Pyrog. I believe she has magical papers. If you wish to serve Avernum, find them and bring them to me before others can grab them. Pyrog or Pirog? And I will be rewarded? Yes, of course, with both money and such scrolls as we make here. We can pay less than others, I admit, but know that you would be serving Avernum. Who else is looking for these tomes? Agents of the Empire, eager to destroy them, and those who have ambition to make their own nation in the underworld. The papers would be far better in our hands. I don't have to give the papers to you. You don't, but you should. It would be a good thing for you to do. That's all for now, thanks. Interesting. There's a thick book on this pedestal. The thick papyrus pages are covered with dense, strange writing. This tome is a work in progress. It's about the rule of King Micah, wise and popular first king of Avernum. It describes his leadership when driving the demons from Avernum, clearing it for human occupation. It lists his accomplishments in banding the humans together, inspiring them to build a nation out of the darkness. It covers the 40 years of Micah's rule, and of course, since Micah is still alive, it isn't done yet. The book seems surprisingly honest and even sometimes critical. Having only seen the sort of books that Emperor Hawthorne allows on the surface, this is very surprising. We still have to go to the castle. I mean, wow. Dense, strange writing on the thick papyrus pages. This book is a slim journal entitled On My Searches for the Orb of Thralney, a brief section. So I knew that the orb could indeed enable me to fly, all but the mightiest chasms and rivers could be crossed with arrogant ease. But where was it? My best guess was the Waterfall Warren, a dangerous nest of rapids west of Fort Dranlon. Alas, my search came to an end here. My limited resources would be of no avail against the creatures there, so I moved on. I set my sights toward a much easier to attain goal, the lost blade of Demon Slayer. I believe I shall find it with ease. Interesting. These large books are catalogs describing in some detail the contents of Patrick's libraries. Since you aren't looking for any particular books, it isn't very useful. Same with that one, I guess, yeah. Okay. Magical notes, scroll of recovery. Nothing we can take. Looking for buttons as well. Oh, an empty room. This desk contains the standard stationery, pens, etc. You search more carefully and find a button underneath one of the shelves. Press it. When you press the button, a narrow section of stone in the west wall slides away. Ooh. Aw. A forbidden tome. Nifty. I wonder if the game assumes by this point that we have the ability to get past those. Like, there's a lot we still have to do that I don't know how to do. Chemical equipment. A fine robe. We'll take the fine robe, it's free. Okay. There's a series of small bookshelves here protected by thin sheets of glass. The glass must have been brought down from the surface. Seeing actual books again is a surprisingly moving sight. They are incredibly rare down here. Man, this game is enormous. I can't believe how much stuff is crammed into this game. It's just wild. Anji, a young woman with short, bright yellow hair, walks around the room. She looks at scroll after scroll. She's looking for something, and she's annoyed that she isn't finding it. Hello, She's interrupted by a coughing fit. I'm Anji, lead researcher on the first expedition. What are you looking for? She stops for a bit. I'm looking for accounts of the first expedition. There are certain items they brought with them which I'd like to find. If, of course, she coughs twice. If my health permits. What sort of items did they bring? What I'm mainly looking for is information about Smite. That's a giant slaying spear. There's a lot of trouble with the giants to the north. Finding it would be really valuable. And there was more, so much more. Such as an orb that lets you fly, a mighty halberd made of jade, a massive blade that can protect the wielder from demons, and a dozen other lesser but still powerful items. Whatever else you can say about the Empire, when they outfit some explorers, they don't skimp. Wow. Anji speaks with you, but she looks eager to resume her search for her scroll. You seem ill. Why? She coughs. It's the cave. All the dampness, you know. It gives me a terrible cough. Sounds awful. You don't know the half of it, she sneezes. All the mold also makes me sneeze. And the chill makes my joints ache. Oh, how I cough. She coughs. What is the first expedition? The first humans who came down here. They were slaughtered. Don't you know your history? Apparently not. What killed them? Arrogance, mostly. They split up to explore. The dragon Motrax killed some. Sliths others. Some just starved. The Empire decided that it was lethal down here. That's when it started exiling people to these caves. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So for now, thanks. Scroll of spell word. A healing potion. Kai, you meet a black man with very short hair and clothes made for easy traveling. He is crumbling dried herbs into a bubbling pot. When you get close, he says, "Please step lightly. Too many vibrations will spoil the mixture." He finishes adding the herbs and lets out a little sigh of relief. No explosion. Good. Now I can deal with you. I am Kai, alchemist of Patrick's Tower. What do you need? What are you making? At the moment, glue to rebind some of our books. Don't worry, I have permission. They let you do alchemy near the books. Only a small set of recipes, and mostly those that are needed to maintain the library. I am very careful. Why don't you move your workshop? Because the lower chambers, where my work should be done, have all been claimed by Letham for whatever mad work he is doing. Letham. Kai waits silently to see what else you have to say. He occasionally looks under the lid of the pot to make sure nothing is going amiss. Do you do alchemical research? Some, as much as I am allowed. I came here all the way from Fermello to study the scrolls and learn how to make one particular mixture. What sort of mixture? Grey mold salve, a special, very powerful healing potion that I almost, but not quite, figured out how to make. He considers you. You seem to have some skill. If you could locate the recipe and teach me how to make grey mold salve, I could make it for you. I would even do so for free. Where should I begin my hunt for the recipe? I do have a suggestion. The main alchemist in the Tower of Magi, I've heard, knows how to make it. I forget his name, but I would go there next. What is grey mold salve? An incredibly strong healing potion. It cures disease and damage equally well. Grey mold is only found in deep cave systems, and it makes an excellent curative. Where can I find grey mold? Another difficult question. I heard rumors that a patch was found somewhere around Fort Emerald. You should ask there. Think we found that? Oh, I did learn how. Nice. Where did all these books come from? Many places. They were not teleported down here. They were smuggled. Some of them were written by us. Some were copies of books on the surface, copied from memory. Creating this library was quite an accomplishment. We are impressed, truly. Thank you very much. I'd like for you to make a potion for me. Happily, there are a few non-volatile mixtures I'm allowed to make here. Each requires at least 2 different herbs. Most require energetic herbs infused with magical power. For extra kick, let me see your herbs. I'll tell you what I can make. I want a powerful protective potion. Ooh, the mandrake root. I'd have to give the grey mold, no. Energetic and spiritual herbs for an armor elixir. Okay, I don't need anything. Oh, wait. Let's write that in the book. Alright, so we did learn how to make grey mold salve then. Teach Kai how? At first, Kai is skeptical. Then, the more you explain, the more excited he gets. Yes, I think that would truly work. I'm impressed. Now all we need is some grey mold, and I can create the salve for you. Where can I find grey mold? Okay. I want grey mold salve. Kai reverently takes the grey mold, chops it up, and gets to boiling it down. Grateful that you taught him this recipe, he sprinkles in some other ingredients, allowing you to see everything he is doing. It only takes 15 minutes or so. Eventually, he pours the thick fluid into a gourd and seals it with a cork. With a final mumble, he hands you the potion. Nice. He nods and turns back to his bubbling pot. Dang, we did that. Another book. This tome is a fairly simple spellbook. It's mainly here to provide training in the less complicated magical rituals. You can take some satisfaction in how far you have progressed beyond these basic lessons. Cool. All right, let's go give this to his wife. Who's this? Adam. What's in your desk, Adam? A pale young man sits in this chair. He seems ill. He's listlessly shifting some papers around on the desk, but he's not getting anything done. He says, "Ah, visitor. Nice to have company. I'm Adam. Don't get too close. I'm contagious." "Do you work in this tower here?" "I've been sick for a while, but usually I'm one of Patrick's apprentices." "What ails you?" "I have the flu. I'll be fine in a while. It's a terrible inconvenience. I get fevers and headaches and stuff, and I'm not allowed near the scrolls." "What were you doing with the scrolls?" "I was doing research. I was researching about the use of various crystals. They're really, really versatile." "What other sort of crystals are there?" "There are several sorts. Piercing crystals destroy magical barriers. Purging crystals cure you of your afflictions. Wisdom crystals are the most powerful. When you listen to them, you hear voices. You can't understand the words, but when they're done, you are wiser. Then there's the Orb of Thralney, similar in some ways, but also very different." "Who created them?" "We have no idea. We don't know who they were, and we don't know what language the crystals speak in. Whoever they were, they must have lived in these caves long ago. Now they're gone forever." "Do you have one?" "Sadly, no." "Do they do anything else?" "Well, I knew one mage who took one to the portal at Fort Avernum. He was going to try to use the crystal's power to reverse the portal's direction. It didn't work." "What happened to it?" "That fellow told me he barely survived the experiment and that he left the crystal behind at the fort. He wanted nothing more to do with it." "Really? Where?" "He said that he hid it at the base of a statue. I don't know any more than that." "Oh, we have that. You take note of this. Can we wrap this up soon? I'm sorry, but I need to return to my rest." "I'll write it down, but we did." Adam listlessly shifts some papers around on his desk, but he's still not getting anything done. "Is there anything I could do to help you?" "Not to worry, it is merely a flu. I'll be better soon enough." Okay. Oh, we unlocked this. Oh. Not gonna steal. That's not how I roll. I got the salve. Beta gray mold. Okay, let's see what's in here. Another storage. Nothing too interesting. Some more apprentices' rooms. More XP for opening. They're not letting us take a single thing. Even the thread is forbidden. We'll give him the gray mold after we've searched everything. Not to kind of hold back him from healing his wife, but we'll take the free bread. Captain Granby and Marco. Bunch of pots and stuff here. Some more free bread. Oh. More free bread. Marco. A big beefy guy with a flushed face bustles around. He's stirring something up in a big bowl. "What are you cooking?" "I'm making dinner right now." He proffers the bowl. "Want a taste?" "Sure." He gives you a spoonful of some sort of pasta sauce with cavewood fruit used in place of tomatoes. It tastes hideous. Marco notes your reaction. "Huh, not quite there yet. I'm having trouble with the ingredients." "What ingredients do you need?" "I was a cook on the surface before my big mouth landed me down here. Since then, I've been trying to make good pasta sauce, but I just can't seem to get the ingredients to make it work. If someone could bring me some decent oil or some garlic." "Well, I'm just dreaming." He returns to his work. Oil or garlic? We have none. Captain Granby. A soldier with one leg and a bitter, angry expression hobbles about the halls. He supports himself with a polished cavewood cane. Are you the captain of the guard here? I am. I'm the captain of the tower guard. Big honor, huh? You don't sound too honored. He gives you an ugly smile. It's my big reward. Years of service above ground, but someone wants my post, plays a few tricks, and gets me down here. Join the army down here, lead a charge on the Nephilim Fort, and... He looks at his leg. I end up at the tower. What's wrong with the tower? The Tower of Patrick, far away from anything important and everything interesting. Guarding books. Books! Oh, just go away. I'm sick of all of you. He hobbles off. Huh. Poor guy. Waste of my time. If I could find a Thralny or an Arania, Fang, I would love that. Man, they keep everything on lockdown here. What's in here even? Oh, there's stairs down? Wait a minute, is this the only way left? Yeah, I guess this is the only left unexplored place. Let's see how long we've been playing. It has to be a while. 41 minutes, yeah. We'll save here, guys. Want to thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this episode of exploring Patrick's Tower and such. I find it very interesting. Hope you guys do too. Lots more to come, so stay tuned. Appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you very much. Much love, peace, and joy. But yeah, stay tuned because there's so much more to come. We will eventually level up. And just a ton more to check out in this game, man. I mean, just look. And we haven't even been in this entire area from here to here to here to it's incredible. What a game. I will see you guys next time. So long.